Hi, it's Jeannie Henderson from October Sun Studio. I have a class coming up that I am looking for people who are going to be part of what's called a founder circle. This class is actually, we were going to charge $4,000. Yeah, and I just couldn't do that. We brought it down to 3, and I still said, no, I can't do that. When we got close to 2, I thought, well, all right, so that's a little bit more reasonable since it's 14 weeks long. And so we finally came up with 17.95. And I thought that was a little bit more fair. So that was the price. But I'm not ready to put it out there at that price. So I'm looking for what we're calling a founding circle of students who would only pay not the $17.95, not even $1,000, less than $1,000. The final price was $450. Now, $450 for 14 weeks of it's not a master class per se. Master level class, possibly, but not like in the current buzzword of a master class. What this class is going to do, Mind and Methods, is going to help you find the artist within. Sometimes, as an artist is going through some phases, and maybe you've wanted to always do art and it just worked out where you put it on hold. You know, you have your career, you have your job, you have your children, you have other obligations, and things are going to start to open up for you now, and you'd like to explore what it would be like for you to actually become the artist you've always wanted to be. And this is what I would like to offer, is a 14-week kind of regrouping of your different parts that would create the artist that you want to become. The first thing that we have to do is get rid of the limiting beliefs, the imposter syndrome, and understand what it really means. What happens with that? And why is that a problem? There are books called philosophy books, Art and Fear, and a few others. What I want to do is I want to bring that research to the forefront and have you understand why it is so easy to put those limiting beliefs on you and cause you to want to give up. It's like you're your own bully. It sounds like that, doesn't it? So I'm looking right now, I'm looking at I have a booklet, and I just want to go over some of the highlights. First of all, so that's that's the big one. Once we get past the limiting beliefs, then we could move forward into the ways that we're going to conquer that, but, you know, revisit some of the things that we may have, how do I want to say this? When, every once in a while, I think, boy, I kind of like to start over from kindergarten up. You know, what would it be like? You know, because I miss stuff. I feel like I miss stuff. You know, maybe I was too serious, or I wasn't paying attention, or whatever, you know, whatever the reason. Okay, so I'm equating that to like artist training. And is there something that you wish you could revisit? We're going to go over that, all the different little things that you could do. Now, each session is, I think, how long is each session? I think it's an hour and a half. It's probably an hour and a half. I wrote it down and I don't remember. It's okay. It's okay. That's not as important as the fact that we're going to be meeting 3 days a week And even if it's an hour, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then you have the rest of the week to put in another 3 hours on your own. Okay, let's just say it's an hour, and you put another 3 hours on your own. And I will give you very easy, very focused homework. Okay, things that you could work on. And when you come back, we will really dig down and deep and talk about them. And it might be an activity, it might be, thinking session, a journal entry, but we're going to get to the bottom. We're going to get, we're going to really focus. Okay, another thing that I want to do is, okay, let's see. We're going to do some, what I'm going to use the word intervention. It's kind of a more of a parallel kind of understanding. Intervention is, I know that I'm an artist, but I don't believe it. Not you. Well, I'm intervening and saying, yes, you are an artist, and this is why. And if you feel like you're not able to draw properly, you're always questioning your ability to get your things in order, your proportions in order, the details. You miss this detail, you miss that detail. Well, what is your style? Sometimes you have to figure out your style and your method. And this is, starts with the mind and then your methods. What is your style? We're going to try and discover that. And for each person, it's going to be different because each person might be focused on a different medium. And each medium is going to have a variety of ways of approaching it. What is your way? And I have some exercises that we're going to employ that will find out what those are. So first, okay, I'm going to review real quick. All right, first we are going to look at the imposter syndrome and the limiting beliefs. Then we're going to look at what did you miss that makes you feel that you don't have all the qualifications. We're going to fix those. Then we're going to move into discovering where your style is. What makes you, you? What makes your artwork your artwork? Now, sometimes some people have a tendency to look at what's popular, what's going on that's, sells. And so, the strategy is to paint what sells. Well, if it's not your style, if it's not coming from your heart, you're not going to be able to sell it. And what you want to do is you want to find out what's deep down, what's there, and we're going to use some tricks that I've come up with. Some, the first part was journaling, and then we were going to do some filling in the gaps kind of thing. And now we're going to be discovering who we are. Like, there are some exercises we can do that we'll find out the things that you like to do, the things that you want to do, and then we're going to employ them. Each person's going to show where their style is leading, and then by about the 10th, 11th week, we'll be ready to start developing our own body of work. And what I'm looking for is to create this body of work of maybe about 10, 20 pieces, and they're going to speak of you. And we're going to have a show. I'm going to show you how to have a show, and we're going to jury the show. We're not going to jury it in a way where you have pieces eliminated. We're going to critique it. All through this whole thing, we're going to have critiques. So my hope is that for $450, that you will want to take this class as though you are taking it for the original price, $17.95. But what I'm asking of you, this is what I'm asking, that you review it, that you are going to critique me on how well I taught you. And did you accomplish what you wanted to accomplish? That's all I'm asking. Please, if you're interested, I'd love for you to contact me. Be a part of my founder circle and take this class. It begins on April 23rd and it runs for 14 weeks. And it would be just my pleasure to be able to give that to you. Thank you for listening, and I hope to hear from you soon.